he had to make the film, and then it became a big hit. So maybe sometimes actually, even a failure is actually a help, because if someone gives you too much money and gives you too much of resources, then you just don't think so creatively and out of the box. So never think that you cannot start something because you don't have resources. Social entrepreneurship in particular, I mean, where do you start? You start by finding some problem to solve. There are 10,000 problems in our country. You can choose any one and you can make the work you're doing it as big as you want. If you're really interested in social entrepreneurship, there is a summit in Bombay every year called Sankalp, which used to be 1 day, now it's 2 days, I think now it's 3 days, where all these social entrepreneurs meet, and it's actually organized by, if you've read I Have a Dream, the third chapter is about Vineet Rai of Avishkar. So they organize this meet. You can just come there, talk to people, know what they're doing. If you like somebody's work and you want to in future start something of your own, the best way would be to actually go and work with one of them for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Or here in Rajasthan itself, there are hundreds of social projects going on. I think during Ahmedabad early days, so many students used to go to Jawaja. So there was a project, there was a village which Ahmedabad had adopted. There were many, there is an organization called Pradhan. Almost so many people who are today heading NGOs or have their own social enterprises, they actually have passed through that organization. So they got trained there. But you have to have the clarity. You can't do both the things. If you take the placement, you go to Kotak Mahindra Bank, you go to ICICI Bank, you go here, you go there. I tell you what will happen. After 1 year, maybe for girls even today, the parents will say, "Jaldi se shaadi kar lo." Shaadi kar lo means, I mean, nothing wrong with it, but the way that what will happen is you will continue around the same path which 10 million people have done before you. So it's like one more handcuff will be applied. Once you get married, before that, at least nowadays apparently the average age of home loans is 28 or maybe 25 now. So once you have a home loan, it is very difficult to become an entrepreneur. You can always live in a rental house, but if you have EMI of 45,000 to pay every month, it's very difficult. You are adding more and more constraints to yourself. So it is very possible to lead a normal, simple, decent life. Okay. Sometimes getting married may also be good because maybe one partner can support the other. Like Sanjeev Bikhchandani, he very well said in his story that like I told my wife that you'll have to run the house for a few years. I'm busy doing my own enterprise, so that's what he did. So it could be that way, that it can work out for you. But if you want to follow the very tried and tested path, which is what your mother, father, grandfather, uncle, everybody did, they were right in their time. But maybe in today's time, you have got more choice. Because I remember my father used to say that, I have 2 younger sisters to marry, I have this, I have that. There are many responsibilities. And I mean, he worked in a government job and that time salaries were very low. I think I paid only 10,000 rupees for my first year in Ahmedabad, but even then, it was not very small amount for them at that time. We never ordered Domino's pizza and so on. We used to, have a little pocket money and to manage with that. We couldn't like call up home and say, "Sir, that's a big show." So I think today a lot of you, I don't know what background you come from. Maybe some of you do have family responsibilities. If you have that, of course, you must first take care of those. But those of you who've got the freedom and the sort of canvas to do something different, then it's purely your choice. Your parents will not be happy. Let me tell you, till 4 years, 5 years back, my father used to really feel bad for me. He used to say, "You all work so hard, but I don't know, couldn't you have done something more better? Itna sab padh ke, ye sab karke." I mean, I would say my company was not a huge success. We got a lot of acclaim. We helped a lot of people to become writers, and anybody who read this magazine for 15 years has beautiful memories of it. But it was not, unfortunately, a great commercial success. So because of that, my father was always upset. But today he's very happy. He says, "Yeah, you're right. You did the right thing. I'll tell you what, I totally accept." So if you try to please everybody, it will not actually be the best thing for yourself. So they are coming from a different era when jobs were scarce, when it was difficult to, even change a job. My father worked in the same organization for 45 years until retirement, they gave him a watch and all. Who stays in any organization for 45 years? Even government servants don't stay, I think, nowadays. Even you have stayed 50 jobs, haven't you? So if you, let's say in the worst case, you start something, it doesn't work out. So all these other, you have 57 people in your batch. So those remaining 56 will look after you. Or you see the extended network. What is the advantage of coming to IIM? That all of us are connected in some way. Today, even though we are not from the same institute, but still there is a connection. You go, there are so many entrepreneurs who are from IIM. You go to them and say, sir, I started this company, nahi chala, kya karu, I need a job. They'll give you a job. That's one of the reasons you want to start either. So I always tell people start young, okay? Like start small but think big and start young, because at this time you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of creativity, you have less boundaries, you have, you have everything going for you. You could do it when you're 30, 35, 40, 45, but it's little more difficult, it gets more and more difficult. So you want to do something, start it soon, and it will take you 8, 10, 15 years to build it. It could be a business enterprise, it could be a social enterprise, it could be something in creative field, it could be something totally different, I really don't know. But you have got the safety net of IMDP. So I would just say that I hope that, IIM Udaipur gets known that yes, every year 10% of our students straight away they go and start their own companies. I'm sure that campus and everybody is going to help you. I'll just end by giving you one story of a boy called Ankit who graduated from XLRI, I think in 2009 or 10, I'm not sure. So Ankit was from some small town in Bihar, and when he joined XLRI itself, he came with this idea that मुझे अपना ही कुछ करना है, and I want to do something which is for my village or my people. So he came with this idea, I'm going to leave as an entrepreneur. So he worked on different things कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, and then he zeroed in on this thing some kind of biodiesel project. So during this MBA itself, you get a lot of opportunities. Like you can actually make a business plan, you can take feedback, you can enter competitions, you can maybe win some small amount, you can get help from your professors. I mean, as a student of XLRI or of IIM Udaipur, a lot of doors will open for you. So he even met the chief minister, through the director of the institute or whatever, I don't know what means. And he found there is some government scheme which actually helps, them to start this project. And then as a student, you have got a lot of free labor also. You have all the full hostel full of free labor, free internet. So take advantage of all this. So by the time Ankit is graduated, he's got his company actually running. He's summer training also, he's worked on his own project. So जब तक उनका graduation हुआ, his company is having a head start of 2 years. If you start when you graduate, then it will take you 6 months, 1 year. You can still do it. But why not take advantage of the time you have here? I don't know if CGP told you make them study a lot, because I didn't study at all in the CGP too.
Yes.
Only in first year.
Yes.
But second year we had a lot of time, or you can take courses which are not requiring so much of effort.
We are called in field.
So like, yeah, it's clear that look, if I'm an entrepreneur,
this is the material for a book.
if I'm an entrepreneur, then I have to take advantage of this environment that I'm in. And I believe in states like Rajasthan, I think government is also very supportive for these kind of projects. When you start something, a lot of people come forward to help you. But you have to start. I mean, सिर्फ ideas से कुछ नहीं होता है. Ideas, and many people are scared of sharing the idea, but let me tell you one thing. An idea is worthless. Okay? You and I can have the same idea, but if I don't implement it, the idea is just on paper. Right? I mean, what is Flipkart? Is Flipkart something new and original or something? But still, Flipkart is Flipkart, and 100 other people are trying to be Flipkart. So Flipkart was an idea, he implemented it so well that he has the loyalty of most of us today. I know till now he even started charging a little more, but still, I somehow still prefer Flipkart. I don't know about you, I think maybe हो सकता है आप लोग 10वीं में फिर वो करने के लिए हो सकता है दूसरी साइड से भी जाए, but when you get the full service from there, after one time you'll again come back to Flipkart. Because I once ordered something on another site, after 1 week it came. I said, ये तो बहुत supply है, इससे क्या फायदा, इससे तो Flipkart ही better. So an idea is nothing, only, I mean it's important, but you've got to implement it. And many times the idea is something old, but the way you implement it is the entrepreneurship. Like if you read the story of Narendra Modi in the Hungary State Publishing, the fourth chapter, he did a very old business of sugar, but he did it in a new way. I mean that's his story. It's not like sugar was not being made before this. Sugar was always being made, but he took his modern way of thinking, or maybe his management principles, or maybe he doesn't know anything about sugar, so he said, why are you doing this? He asked the question, why are you doing this? I remember when we started our magazine jam, we started doing the entire DVP on computer itself. When I worked in Times of India, we had a army of people doing cutting, pasting, and it was a long exercise. And I was wondering, how will we employ so many people to do this work? Because it's like quite painful, and some of them used to grow long fingernails, to cut. But then we found that there is something called DVP, which is come up, and we can do everything ourselves. We don't need any third or fourth party. So we had one young engineer who was just fresh graduate. He and I used to sit and make the pages ourselves, and then we used to copy it on floppy disk, and we used to go to the processor. So always there might be a better way to do an old thing, and that is entrepreneurship also. So I just leave you with this thought that I know it's time for dinner also, everybody's hungry, but the
You should
most
stay
important
hungry.
thing is
Stay
stay
hungry.
hungry and stay foolish. Because ultimately, we have this one life to live, and we've got to live it fully, live it well. Everything will come to you. If you find your passion, you follow it, and you dream that things are possible. So all the astronauts out there, I don't know if you can be an astronaut today, but maybe something related to that, or some new dream. I mean, we've got to keep changing our profession even every 10, 15, 20 years. I don't think like we are going for 20th year reunion, and most of my batchmates actually are in this midlife crisis now. कि अब क्या करें, 20 साल ये नौकरी कर करके अभी we got enough money, but मजा नहीं आ रहा है. तो शुरू से ही वही काम करो ना जिससे मजा आए. Why should you wake up after 20 years? I believe if you do the work that you really love, you will get better and better at it, and one day you will get everything. You will get the money, you will get the fame, and you will get the satisfaction that you've done something that is really meaningful and that's made a difference to others. So with that, I'll thank you all and wish you all the very best, and hope that you make all your dreams come true.